Hillary Clinton is a bigot who sees people of color only as votes, not as human beings worthy of a better future. She's going to do nothing for African Americans. She's going to do nothing for the Hispanics.
Donald Trump courting the minority vote by trying to pin Hillary Clinton against the black community. To Conservative Review's senior political correspondent, Deneen Borelli. All right, Deneen, you and I have talked, and we both agree that the Democratic policies have not worked. They have not worked for inner cities or black people, but these same sort of policies have been implemented around the world, and they haven't worked in other places. I think it's more of an ideological belief, somehow socialism mixed with Marxism kind of thing. Do you think it's based on race? Do you think the Democrats deliberately are trying to hold back blacks and Hispanics?
Well, look at what's been happening for generations. And when it comes to Hillary Clinton, for example, I think it's the black lives don't matter, but black votes do matter. Hillary Clinton is pandering to the black voter, and her progressive policies will harm the black community even further. You look at her energy policy, for example, a disproportionate amount of black families' incomes will result be higher because of coming from higher energy prices.
Right.
She wants to impose more regulations on fossil fuel.
Well, Hillary Clinton, she responded to Trump last night during an interview saying someone who's questioned the citizenship of the first African-American president, who has courted white supremacists, who has been sued for housing discrimination against communities of color, who's attacked a judge for his Mexican heritage, and who promised a mass deportation force, is someone who is very much peddling bigotry and prejudice and paranoia. Again, she didn't say, I wasn't a president. I'm not bigot, I'm bigot. You know, in other words, she foisted the ball back into Donald Trump's court. You know, I'm glad this topic is up. I'm glad it's resonating. And I hope we can get past the name calling to actually find solutions. But what do you think about her defense?
Well, you mentioned name calling, which is great, because that's what the left does. They name call instead of talking about the issues. And Hillary Clinton will say anything at this point to try to get the black vote. Listen, going out with the southern drawl and saying she carries hot sauce in her handbag, I think that should be an absolute insult to all black Americans. Clearly, she's pandering, she's desperate, and what we need to do is talk about the policies that Hillary Clinton is pushing for. She doesn't support school choice. That will allow disadvantaged black children to have a great future, to get a great education. Her daughter went to a private school. How come disadvantaged black children can't go to one as well? By the way,
as we were speaking, Josh Earn is out saying that Hillary Clinton would be better for blacks. This is the general perception in the black community. You know, and I think it goes back, at least from what I can see, because blacks were, for the most part, Republicans, or voted overwhelmingly Republicans until Robert Kennedy helped Martin Luther King when he had his problems. And that day forward, I don't know about you, but my grandparents had a picture of Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy, and it was all Democrats after that.
Sure. Well, what Americans need to do, especially black voters who overwhelmingly vote Democrat, need to look at the policies that are harming their families today and in the future. I think that should be the conversation all the time, and forget the name calling, because it doesn't get us anywhere.
On Wall Street, we call it ROI, return on investment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So after 50 years of giving away your vote, take a look at the ROI. If it's not matching up, maybe you might want to make a different choice.
I agree.
Thanks a lot, Deneen. Appreciate it.